Hi, good morning and welcome to our block of the month. Can you believe it? This is our 4th month. And you should have already gotten your blocks in the mail. I put them in the mail this week. And I just wanted to share with you a few of the things we're going to be doing in this block that are a little bit different. I recommend as I go through the video today that you have your book handy because I'm going to be referring to different pages. And we're going to always start like we always do with what tools you're going to need. All right, so let's see. It's always smart to have a seam ripper. I always use my seam ripper. Here, how about if we just tip the box here? I like my Karen K. Buckley scissors. If you need a pair of those or anything in here, I keep my supplies online, always 10% off. So, and I run specials, but if you need anything, just send me an email and I can pop that in your kit for the month. All right, I love my 6.5-inch ruler. It's just so nice when you're squaring up a block to get those corners. So your ruler, a couple rotary cutters. I like my 28 millimeter. Smaller the project, smaller the rotary. You got a free gift this month. Find it if you didn't already find it in there. You have a free pack of needles, a $7 value, and I just love these 1280 top stitch needles. If you haven't already used them for anything you do, I even like it for metallic thread. All right, and we're going to be doing some paper piecing today, and I'm going to do 2 videos today. The first one will be a review of applique, and the second one is going to be a lot of details specific to the block we're doing this month. Also, always a good idea to have one of the Frixion pens, and so there we've got all those. And I love my little mini iron. I've ordered those for a couple of you out there. And then we have pressing sheet. I actually have ruined a couple of ironing boards by not taking the time to pull that out. And I worked with a couple ladies this week who were struggling a bit with their blocks, and they pulled out their 12.5-inch ruler, and they were just, oh my gosh, what a difference. So really good idea to have a 12.5. Many of the blocks are that size. And the fusible, I carry this all the time. So if you need some of that replenished, just give me a call, email, whatever's easiest. Okay, let's open your book to page 21. Now, we're going to start with, come on now, if you don't think this is cute, you haven't met cute, right? Page 21, it was pretty convenient this month. They were on the same page. So we're going to start with our sunglasses. Angie did these for us this month. And if you look at your sunglasses, it's small pieces, but if you get that fusible web ironed on there properly, and remember, it's about 3 seconds, obviously I don't have it here, in a circular motion, medium-high heat, and I use steam, about 3 seconds, keep it moving, get that on there, and if it peels up, remember to let it cool, and then you can go back and make sure you have a good seal. Then you're going to have these traced and cut those out, and even these little tiny little ornamentations. So we've got all of those in your kit. And all we did on this, I'm going to show you because we did some decorative stitching that we loved, and then we did some that we didn't love. So let me give you some tips there. So on the fish, oh, I had fun on this. Angie fused it and did some decorative stitching around it. And then I got my permanent markers out and I started coloring. So areas that I wanted more color in, you can just use good old, Sharpie fine tip, or you can go and treat yourself to some artist quality. Either way, here we'll do a little close-up of this. And then I also pulled out all my decorative threads and played with those. All right, let me sit that down for a minute. Now, where did those green seaweed pieces come from? If you look back in your, I believe it's your herring kit, you have some green left over. And I bet, since green is one of those popular colors, you have some green in your stash. So if you need a pattern, if you look at page 35, and these, don't use these fish for this fish, I use, this goes with the Seahorse Playground. But if you need a pattern for your seaweed, here it is. You can just trace those. And all I did, you can see I just traced those. Fusible on it. Did that. Cut them out. And you know, close enough is good enough on this. And now let's talk about some decorative threads. So that's what I did on that. And then it doesn't show up as well on this one, but you want to make sure, again, a little close up here. Let me put it here. A little close up here. We want you to remember to put a 6.5 inch line around there and make sure that your sunglasses or whatever applique pattern you're using fit inside of that so that you don't lose it. And this one's pretty certain that you'll get it in the right place, but when you have pieces, multiple pieces, like the flowers that we did, you could have a little problem with that. Okay, so those are 2 of the applique, and then you had one more applique piece. Here's your block, and we're going to take a little more time with this one. We're going to stop the applique in a minute, and then I'm going to go over this one quite a bit today because I know some of you are really a beginner at this. Let me show you what we did on this. So first we actually had a different color, and I got it, let's see if I've got it handy here, and it looked awful. You know, that's one of the things we like to do. We try different pieces, and if we don't like it, if it don't look good, we don't look good. So, oh, here it is. And it just got washed out. It just didn't do anything for it. So, heck with that. Put this one in, and I love this one. Nice bright colors. And again, Angie's going to get close on here. What we really, really liked was a buttonhole applique. I did a feather stitch. I didn't like it. Maybe you would. And I did some closer matching, but this was actually called primary, this color, and had several different colors in it. And you know, it depends on what portion of this fabric you get. Don't stress out over these. You do cut them out, see? So there's my tracing. You do cut them out, and all I did was, I wasn't gonna go nuts doing buttonhole applique around that. I just did a straight stitch, point down, pivot, and go around it. And so that's your center block. Some testing, always recommend you play with your stitches a little bit. And so those are your applique pieces for this month. All right, stay tuned. I'm going to be back, and I'm going to go over a lot of details on the rest of this block today. See you soon.